Oh my, can you believe it, folks? We are here at episode 50, and it's going to be a special one today. We are taking a break from the regular format of the guide series. Normally we do tutorial-based survival let's play, but today we are going to be doing a world tour of everything that we've done between episodes 1 through 49. And you may be asking, why are we taking a break? Why are we doing this? Well, it's for a couple of reasons. For all of you new folks to the channel that have never seen this series before, this is going to be a good reset starting point for you. No, we're not resetting the world, but it's a good starting point for you because you can see everything we've done in the first 49 episodes, all jam-packed into one episode. And if you see something that particularly interests you along the way, you can go back and check out that individual episode for, said build or farm. And for those of you that have been here since the beginning, this is also a good reminder for you of some things that we've worked on throughout the series. In episode 1, we started right here at 0-0. This is the spawn point into the world, and we took off running this way, and we ran around, we looked for trees. We decided in episode 1 we would avoid the village. We wouldn't take any resources from that because we wanted to show everybody a survival experience and how to survive the night just by resource gathering and not using the cheating method of finding a bed or resources at a village. We talked about general mechanics in the very beginning, how to chop wood, how to make tools, how long a day or a night lasts, things like that. And we eventually found ourselves around this general area. We made a few adjustments to the terrain along the way, but we actually built our first starter house like right in this corner. It was like this wide by maybe this wide. It was really, really tiny, and it was really, really ugly. It was the first thing that we ever did, but we did take the foundations from that house and finally built something really, really beautiful. And I'm really proud of this starter house. This is one of my favorite actual house-looking structures that I've ever built in the beginning of a game. It's got some nice depth and tiers and roof lines and just general interesting things to look at. So if you're interested in learning how to build this, I do have a whole episode on the exterior and a whole episode on the interior. We've got our Blue Jay carpet here in the entry. We've got a redstone trash can that we put together, just a basic kitchen, a nice little seating area, a little side table to stand at. We got a fireplace that serves as our first source of major XP. This is an XP furnace. If you want to learn how to build that, go check out that episode. And then we went upstairs and we did our first basic storage system. And this is what we lived off of for the first probably 20 episodes of the series. No special setups, no automated sorting, nothing like that. We just kind of tossed our, valuable materials in their designated locations. We actually do still have some stuff here that we could transfer over at some point. And then here's our bedroom. Nice little abstract carpet. Prowl. Prowl turned like all of my stuff upside down. This is our first set of iron armor that we ever got in the game. Unfortunately, the first set of diamond armor we ever got creepered through the floor. I still don't know how it happened. So our first set of diamond armor is gone. We don't own that anymore. Our first bed, a bunch of first tools that, we've yet to repair. We probably never will, but we used all of these early on in the game. And we set up a few things like some animal pens so we could get easy access to cows for leather and food. And we got some sheep in there. And we got some upside down pigs. And we've got Thor's the horse. It's a great name. You couldn't do better. And then over here, we set up our first villager trade and talked about how to get mending, how to get unlimited paper. We've got this amazing sugarcane farm, and it's actually surprisingly fast for its footprint. This is a very, very small design. As you can see, there's not really any hidden redstone underground. The only hidden redstone, I believe, is right here underneath these slabs. Everything is pretty much compact to this area. It's a very, very good farm. So if you're interested in learning how to build that, check out that episode. And we've got our actual second mending villager. Our first one, Mendelsohn, died, but Mobius M. Mobius is immortal. He will live here forever. And we've got 1 emerald trades for everything on this villager, except for this, because I just recently traded for some name tags. That price will drop again at some point. And we just got some cocoa beans that we threw up on a wall. Never really did anything with it. We might at some point if we want to build a cocoa bean farm. I don't really have much use for it these days. I can't even remember why I actually built it in the first place. No idea. And that pretty much does it for my starter area. We lived here for a good long while, but we don't see ourselves back over this way very often anymore. And as we're passing by over here by Prowl's Witch Farm, super cool design, by the way, we will actually try to visit some of Prowl's stuff as well, so that you can check out some of the cool work that he has done. But I do want to try to keep this video relatively short. I don't want it to be an hour long or anything like that, but we're going to head on over here and check out our stuff first, and then we'll circle back to Prowl's. And as you can see, the skyline is pretty obstructed with a couple of farms up here. We'll fly up. And this is actually our first major farm that we built in the game. Prowl decided to prank it recently with some trees. We tore those down. But this is our fish, squid, ink, bone, string, whatever can fall in here kind of farm. It's mainly meant for like fish for food early on and for some ink sacs. But every once in a while, we'll get some mobs spawning on here, and they'll wander into the magma blocks here and die and drop their drops. So once in a while, we'll get like pillager banners, we'll get arrows, we'll get zombie flesh, we'll get a bunch of different things in here. But mainly it is for fish and ink and bones. Now, the reason we built this early on for bones is because I knew I wanted a good source of bone meal for my sugarcane farm so that we could fuel that need for paper all the time, because you need lots of paper for things like books, for enchanted books, but more importantly for things like this, for rockets, so that we can waste rockets like that and it's not a big deal. So you get some fish, you get some sticks, you get some string, you get some ink sacs. This is relatively empty right now because I haven't AFK'd it for a while, and I did empty it recently too. And then after a little while, we moved on to this big farm right here. This is my creeper only farm. This is my design that was inspired by a couple of different designs that I saw online, but I adapted it to make it my own, and I'm really proud of this farm. Now, you can see that this is made up of blackstone, which honestly is not too terribly hard to get, but this stuff right here, the warped wood buttons and the warped wood trapdoors, I would not advise this. This took me hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of just farming trees right down there on that little island. Had I known that it was going to take that long, I probably would have used a different type of wood. But you know what? 1.16 had just come out recently, and I was really excited about the materials. But yeah, you don't have to use those. You can use any buttons, any trapdoors. I would not advise warped wood. It takes way too long. But that's besides the point. We can fly down here to our little AFK spot, and as you can see, a creeper just fell. There's a little gunpowder sitting on the railroad tracks. The mine carts will come by and pick them up and deposit them into our storage down below. And you can see we don't have full chests or anything like that, but we do have quite a bit of gunpowder. Reason why this is empty is because I have a major obsession with rockets, and we use rockets all the time, and so we burn through a lot of gunpowder. So gunpowder, paper. Let's just fire off some rockets to celebrate. Let's go. And now we move on to our main part of our base area that we've built on for the good majority of this season. We've got some more to do. We are not done yet, so stay tuned for more content. And this right here, the Ender Pearl, my favorite pirate ship, my favorite build that I've ever built. I absolutely am in love with this pirate ship, and honestly, it's probably not even done yet. We may do some things to it here in the near future, but we got some barrels all over the place. We got some creepy soul lanterns. We got some cannons with cannon fire and little, whatchamacallem, wither skeleton skulls to represent cannonballs. And, you know, there's some firing, but what are they firing at? I mean, Prowl's base is right over there, so they're probably firing at that. But we are going to put another pirate ship over here at some point with a shipwreck, and it's going to be super cool. It's going to be a nice little battle scene. We got my captain's quarters that the zombies keep breaking the doors down, which is really frustrating. We got a candle. We got our first candle in the game sitting right there. It's got to be blue, of course. We got a little treasure map, because what else do you need in a captain's quarters besides a treasure map? We got our way crazier, faster, super XP farm right here, which is amazing. And then this right here, the comment question of the day. Let's see, how many episodes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we're on episode 50. Yeah, we got some catching up to do. Yeah, I've been horrible with that. I'm so sorry, guys. I am going to try to put some comments and questions in the videos coming up here soon. It's something that I've really wanted to do and just kind of have forgotten and not gotten around to it. So I'm sorry. We'll do it. We'll do it soon. Over here, we built a iron farm fully equipped with a villager trading hall. We got some upside down zombies here. And again, upside down villagers. We have to fix this at some point. Prowl! The villagers, their heads are in water. It's not natural, but they're alive because they're special enchanted pirate villagers, right? They'll be all right. Anyway, so we got some librarians so we can get easy access to book trades. We got every major trade in the game that we would possibly need, except for maybe things like trident enchantments. We don't really have those, which is ironic. With a pirate theme, you'd think maybe I'd use a trident once in a while. Nautical kind of stuff. Maybe I should do that second half of the season. Then we've got these guys right here. We've got our weaponsmiths and our toolsmiths and the armorers. A little bit of pirate humor for you there. And the reason why we put these guys here is because we do have an iron farm that is funneling down into the storage room, which we'll take a look at here in a minute. And when we collect that iron, we can come over here and be like, hey, I want to trade 1 iron for 1 emerald, which is a steal, by the way. And then we can get a bunch of emeralds from all of our armorers and take them around to our librarians and get easy access to enchanted books to fully equip our gear. And, you know, whenever we lose it, because it does happen, this is probably my 3rd set of netherite gear. Not proud of that, but it is easy to replace. And then we've got a bunch of different random villagers over here that we haven't really made use of just yet, but we'll probably find a use for them here soon. Then we have access to the iron farm storage system, which this little area right here is not done. I've got some pretty fun plans in mind for this that are they'll probably get realized relatively soon. I think that's going to be in the immediate future that I want to finish this up. And then we've got our interior of our storage system, and this is supposed to be the heart of a volcano. Oh no, my texture pack. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to have a chat with Prowl because this is actually ruining my my feel here. This is not my jam. I don't like this. This is bad. If you want to see how this is supposed to look, check out the lava fog floor video that I made. Yeah, Prowl has an RTX pack enabled on the server, which I cannot utilize because I don't have an RTX card. And apparently it's messing with my texture pack. Anyway, just ignore the lines. This is supposed to be seamless. It's supposed to look like fog. It's very, very cool. I promise. But we do have some automated storage for our poppies that come from the iron golems. We have automated storage for the iron. And let's see, how much do we have right now? 2.5 double chests, and we've burned through a lot of this. We would have way more if we didn't use it. We'll use a lot of hoppers, and we've used a lot of iron blocks for the Nether Hub, which we'll explore as well. The iron golems drop down here from the farm above, and they burn on the campfires, and you got a little bit of a visual, like it's siphoning lava from the interior of the volcano, and the lava down there. We got some lava falls all around the place. And then once the iron drops down, or the poppies, or the string from the cats, because, you know, that's where cats should go as well, the individual pieces will drop down into our little funnel here, which is kind of fun. We can see all of the rickety action going on. The items dropping down, and they will go into the automated sorting system, and you can see it working right now. There's some iron dropping down. Iron will flow one direction, the poppies another direction, the string a third direction, and they'll make their way up to these little water streams right here, and they'll flow on over into their designated areas, and it's super cool, super interesting to look at. There you go. We're not completely done with it yet, but to mask our iron farm, we actually built a custom volcano, and I did a lot of this over the course of some live streams on Twitch. I don't know that we've covered much of this in a video, but we're going to be doing some texturing on this really soon. We're going to get some blackstone and some obsidian and some basalt and different things to make it look all charred and crazy. We're going to get some smoke up in the air. We're going to get some lava flowing down the sides. It's going to be a full thing. It's not quite there yet, but it will be done before the end of the season. And because this is such a massive project, we may not do much of it in videos. This may be like a stream exclusive project. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out my Twitch. Over here, we've got our gold farm. It is a 4-portal alternating portal ticking gold farm. And if you don't know what any of that means, neither did I when I started. It's totally fine. What this basically does is it will rapidly tick 2 of these portals on and 2 off, and then alternate back and forth, kind of like ping pong. And while it's ticking these portals, it has a chance to spawn in zombie piglins. And when those zombie piglins spawn in, just like this guy, you're going to see a demonstration. He's mad at that turtle egg, so he's going to walk straight toward it. The water just kind of flushes them forward just to make sure they do get in range of the turtle turtle egg, because I think if they're on that back wall, they might not be close enough. But yeah, we get a little bit of a passive farm as well. Even when this thing's not running, some zombie piglins can spawn in. They'll try to attack the turtle egg, and they'll just fall straight down into our 2x2 hole. And when they fall down that 2x2 hole, we'll try not to peek at the cave just yet. I want it to be a surprise for here in just a minute. They'll fall down into this little drop chute right here. We've got a few of them in here. We've got a trident killer. This is exclusive to Bedrock Edition. If we turn that on, it will flip that trident around really, really loud with those pistons and take out all of the piglins, and all of their drops will land on this floor, which there's a minecart with hopper underneath that floor, which ends up in this monstrosity. And I'm not even going to try to explain to you what this does in this video because I have a whole tutorial on it. It's very complicated looking, but it's actually not that complicated once you break it down into individual modules and sections. So be sure to check that out. This is the gold farm storage system. Before we explore the interior of our pirate cave, a couple of more builds that we can look at out here. This is our basalt farm. I found a picture on the internet of it's kind of like a pirate shack that had an upside down pirate ship as the roof, and I absolutely loved it. So we kind of mimicked that design here. We got a little anchor, and you can see that it's a basalt farm because of all the basalt. It's very literal. And that comes down here to a beach, which eventually I think we'll have a staircase right here that leads down so that we can connect it up with the things that are being built up there currently. But we come on in here. This is actually Prowl's design for a basalt farm. And if you take your pickaxe and you just stand here, you can get lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of basalt. We got mine carts with hoppers under there, and they all deposit into an automated sorting thing over here. Actually, it's not sorting. It's just an automated storage. Anyway, so there's that. Up here on the Hilltop Village, we've actually just started building this area. This is a new territory that we're breaking ground on. This is a chicken farm and sea pickle farm that's been kind of masked as a little pirate cantina restaurant hangout place. We got a nice little upstairs balcony with some standing tables and a fireplace, and this place looks really, really amazing at night. We got a nice view of the pirate ship, a nice view of the pirate cave, and everything going on over there. We got more chicken right now than we know what to do with, more feathers than we're ever going to use, and we got our sea pickle farm. If you stand on this pressure plate, if we had bone meal in there, this thing would actually work. We'll load that up before we do the world download. And over here we've got our shulker unloader. This actually doesn't hook up to anything just yet, but I do have plans for where it's going to go, so bear with me. The unloader is done, but the storage for where it's going to go is not done yet. Our most recent video, episode 49, we did a couple of bee farms. This one right here is a honeycomb farm, and as you can see, those are not supposed to be in there. We've got a bunch of honeycomb already in the storage system. We have not AFK'd it this very long. And over here, we've got honey bottles. Holy smokes, this thing is cooking. For only 2 hives, already to have almost 2 stacks of honey bottles, that's actually pretty good. Because again, we have not AFK'd this area very long. We do need to get some more bees over here because this one's running a little bit slower, but those are pretty cool as well. If you want to learn how to build those, check out episode 49. We build both of those in the same episode. We got a little sand path here, and eventually it's gonna wind through this area, and we'll have a few more buildings up here. I don't know how extensive we'll get just yet. We'll just see what we have time for, but we have a little custom cave where we have access to our nether hub right here, which we'll go to in a minute. And then back here behind a waterfall, you have to hide things behind a waterfall. It's just required. We have our unfinished potion brewing setup. I'm ashamed of this. I'm just so ashamed. It's functional. It'll work. The ingredients are not in there. Anyway, these do work. They function. There's a great tutorial on how to use them. The only thing we have set up right now is the fire resistance potions. See, there's one. Fire resistance potion. Boom, boom, boom. It's perfect. It's great. Then over here, we've got a custom suspension bridge, and I absolutely love the look and feel that this brings to the area. If we jump on across here, we can take a look and see we've got actually some pirate skull and crossbones banners that we made. Oh, it's so cool. You do actually need wither skeleton skulls for that, so be sure to go get some if you don't have any, and you want to make that particular banner. Now, this bridge actually is the bridge that leads to nowhere. There's no path over here. There's nothing over here yet. Well, actually, there's a couple things, but it doesn't lead to them. We will eventually build a path that runs around to our massive AFK lava farm. All you got to do is stand here with buckets. You got to turn the system on with this lever and watch the chaos happen. Basically, these cauldrons will run around the entire system, and they will fill up with lava from all the dripstone and all of this lava chilling up here. And the buckets will drop into the hoppers as we fill them up and go down into our temporary entrance for our storage system. And they will actually bypass the storage system first and run to my super smelter, which we'll check out a little bit later. We do have our villager breeder chilling back here. These guys are actually prisoners. Hey guys. And we got some villagers down there in case we ever need to replace any villagers that might die, or if we want to change trades, things like that. We've got some extras. On the exterior over here, we've got a little bamboo farm, and if we flip the lever, boom, bamboo. Now, this farm is great for getting bamboo. It's not so great if you're going to try to use this as a fuel source, which was my original intention for this design, was to fuel a super smelter, but this unfortunately just cannot keep up. So we'll probably reroute the storage for this at some point, since we're using lava now for our super smelter, and we'll just use this for like bamboo or something. Hey, stop! Go away. Before we explore the interior of our pirate cave, a couple of things that I want to show you guys in the nether, and we'll pop out the other side, surprise, surprise, to an unfinished pod. Yeah, I gotta work on this. So many things I gotta finish. But if we come up here, this is actually what it's supposed to look like, and I promise I will get to working on this at some point here soon. But super, super cool design. We got some fun little stained glass things going on. We got some trapdoors. You can see through to the lava lake below the trapdoors. Oh, it's super scary. Thankfully, there's glass there in case one of these flips up. We've got these individual science pods that Prowl and I are going to flesh out at some point during the season. This is my starter house. And then we got a couple of Prowl's portals over here. I'm really, really proud of this design, especially from how it looks on the outside. I took some time to build these gradient style pillars, as if the lava at the bottom has kind of charred the base of the pillar, but it's a little bit less charred toward the top because there's some resistance and some sci-fi things going on that I don't have to explain. You just have to assume that it works because it works. That's Hollywood logic for you, right? A lot of people, when they build their nether hubs, they build them either above the ceiling or below the floor because it's a little bit safer there. There's not, you know, lava lakes to worry about. There's not a bunch of gas flying around. You can mob-proof them pretty easily. But we wanted to go for something a little bit different. We wanted to be able to see the nether while we're walking around it, and we wanted to see an interesting build from the exterior when we're just kind of flying around the nether. You can definitely do it above ground, or you can definitely do it in the ceiling of the nether, but this was our preferred choice for this season, and I'm really happy we did it. Over here, across from the nether hub, this is my piglin bartering farm. You can see all the redstone magic going on back here. Again, a little too complex to explain in a world tour video, but I do have a tutorial for this in the guide series, so go check it out. I am super proud of this interior. Absolutely love the interior. And then we've got the flex on the floor here with gold and netherite blocks for the gold J. Absolutely love it. Anyway, if we go over here and flip this switch, if there's any gold left in the system, which I'm not sure that there is. Hey, there we go. We got some gold in there. They will catch it. They will drop their trades here in just a second. They will drop either into the hoppers below, or if they do get hung up on the end rods, there is a minecart with a hopper running underneath it to pick those up as well. So this is a completely lossless design, and you should get a ton of trades. Oh yes, I did empty out some things that I didn't really want at the time because I was trying to get some more leather, and this thing is almost full, or it was at one point. You can get anything and everything from soul speed to fire resistance to obsidian, which my sorting system is supposed to catch everything, but even now some things still slip through because this thing is so stinking fast. Look at all this blackstone we have. We got so much blackstone, we're not gonna have to go mining for it anymore. We got a bunch of obsidian, same thing, not gonna have to mine it. Crying obsidian, we got some soul sand, we got gravel. We don't have a ton of gravel because we've used a lot of it. We don't have a lot of quartz because we used all of it for that. Let's see, what else do we have? We got iron nuggets, which are not really useful to us because we have an iron farm, but if we need it, we've got it. And then we got arrows, which, you know, we can just throw these in the trash because we use infinity. We don't need this junk. In our central pod for the nether hub, we actually left some open space here because we wanted these to be little airlock kind of things so that we could just easily jump out and fly and then get back in when we're ready to come back. So a couple things to show you left here in the nether. This is actually Prowl's blaze farm. Super cool design. Don't get it blown up though. Ghasts are flying around. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Anyway, that's Prowl's Blaze Farm. Be sure to check out his video. We won't feature that too much right now because I don't want to blow it up. And as we come over the peak of this hill, you'll see something that doesn't look very nethery. Stone, you say? Why is there a bunch of stone slabs in the nether? They're not supposed to be here, right? Well, we are slabbing this entire area. I think we've got a little bit more work to do yet. But Prowl and I recently built a fortress farm together. It was one of our first major farm collaborations that we did on this series, because for a while we were trying to do everything pretty separate, but we did end up building a fortress farm together, and we'll probably try to do some more collaborations like that here in the near future. If you don't know what a fortress farm is, it will give you things like wither skeleton skulls, coal, so you have an AFKable source of coal if that's your source of fuel. Then we got blaze rods, we got arrows, we got bones, we got magma cream, we got everything you could ever need, including junk that you can throw away. So tons and tons and tons of stuff here. Super cool design as well. Be sure to check that out on both of our channels. We both have our perspectives on the tutorial. We cover a few different things. Prowl covers these iron golem chambers, and I cover the trident killers and things like that. So be sure to check out both tutorials for a full aspect on how to build this farm. The last thing that I want to show you on my side of the world today is this right here. This is actually taken the longest to get finished, and I'm proud to say that it is finished, except for the opening. So it's not quite finished, but it's mostly finished, all right? Got a nice little river stream thing that goes into the cave and actually flows out the other side with a dock that we can park a rowboat at. And we're met by a couple of pirates. We got Cricket the Wise and Pleasant Bump here. We've got Warbringer, Garden the Entrance, Hannylicious, Wonky Dud, Wrinkle Grommet. Now you're saying these are all very piratey names. Where'd you get these names, dude? These are actually my crew, my patrons, the people who support the channel, and the people who kind of run the channel. So we've got my administrators, moderators, whatever you want to call them, hanging out here as well. So, you know, it's just a little fun Easter egg way to honor the guys that have supported the channel and help run it. This one has no name. It did have a name. A creeper almost blew this area up, so I quickly tried to shoot it, and yeah, I don't know who this armor stand belongs to. I'm gonna have to figure that out before I release this video. So, no name. Come look for your name here. Anyway, the interior of this cave, the primary function of it is to be my main storage room. We've got our little wishing well, the fountain of youth, whatever you want to call it right here. It is an input system for our multi-item sorting system. So what we can do is we can toss items down here into the well, and they'll disappear forever. They're gone. Goodbye. No, not actually. They do go behind the scenes over here, behind the wall. You can hear the clicking magic happen, and they will go through and search for an open spot in any one of these chests. So since there's diamonds and emeralds in here, the sugarcane won't go in there. Same thing, lapis and ancient debris. Sugarcane can't go in there. So we've organized this to where sugarcane should end up right here. So here in just a couple of minutes, we'll have all that sugarcane funneling into this chest. That is a very basic overview of how this storage system works. It's much more complex than that. Be sure to go check out the tutorial if you want to learn how to build this as well. You've already seen the iron farm, but just to show you, it's all connected. It's all connected. We can go in to our iron farm from here, get to our storage system from here. This will get decorated at some point to match the feel of this area, because this nice, dark, dingy, piratey, mystical feel is what we're going for throughout the entire base. Then back here, you do get to see a little bit of the behind the scenes of the multi-item storage system. This is all the mechanics for it. It looks very complex. It kind of is. So again, watch the tutorial. One of the newer farms from 1.17, a dripstone farm. This is our dripstone farm. We come back here and see that it is pretty expansive as well. We got a lot of dripstone going on back here, but it is very, very simple to build. So check out that tutorial if you want to know how to get a bunch of dripstone to use for things like the lava farm you saw earlier, or just for general decoration. Oh, one of my favorite builds that is absolutely, completely useless, has no function at all other than to be ridiculous. We've got our TNT elytra launcher. Here we go. We got our launch tube. 3, 2, 1, boom! We can get launched up in the air and open our wings and fly off into whatever direction we want to go. Absolutely love that useless redstone contraption. Got a tutorial for that as well. You've already seen the chamber for the landing of the gold farm, which is right here on the opposite side of the cave, then the iron farm, and the storage for the gold farm sorting system. Then in here, we've got our super smelter. And so you can see how this thing works. We're going to run over here with almost a stack of cobble, and we're just going to go ahead and dump it in that chest, and you'll see that piston extends. This minecart will run around here and get trapped and load up with all of that cobble. These other lines are actually for fuel, and it does appear like this minecart is broken right now. Let's fix that. There we go. So that's going to fill up with lava and or bamboo, because we do have some bamboo left in there. So once the minecart with all the materials rolls around the track there and things get smelted up, it is actually very fast. They will end up here in our secret mystical waterfall of items, and they will all funnel into this hopper, into that double chest. Or if we want to item switch it there, we can block swap that and just collect items manually if we're going to be using them right away. So fun little useless contraption again. Absolutely not necessary, but you know what? That's what Minecraft is about. Doing fun things that are not absolutely necessary, but are cool to do just because they're cool to do. So there you go. And that's pretty much it for what in the world? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Why? 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 This is not the first time this has happened. I spent an hour sorting through names and getting this fixed. Somebody tell me why my armor stands are disappearing. Are they getting shot by the skeletons or something? If there's mobs in here, are they getting like shot by the skeletons or burned by zombies? I don't know. This is so frustrating. This is a fun way that look, more. This is a fun way that we can show our patrons and mods that we appreciate them, and they're disappearing. So I will try to fix this before the world download. If this keeps happening, we might have to figure something else out. It's interesting because the items are still there. The armor is still there. The armor stands are not. Where are the armor stands going? Where? Okay, so if you don't see your name in here, please forgive me. I will try to get you back in here as soon as possible. If these keep despawning, we'll have to find a different location for you. Because like this has been fine the whole time. That's been fine. These have been fine. That's been fine. That's been fine. These two have despawned twice now. The little circle of friends over here, where they're hanging out eating some food, they've despawned several times now. Does it have to do with the flames? These guys are near flames. They've never despawned. Ever. They've been fine. These have been fine. It's just that couple of pockets of groups here. Maybe they're on a chunk border. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a chunk border. Okay, so that's it for Blue Jay's builds. Let's go take a look at getting rid of him first. No! That does it for my part of the world tour. That is pretty much everything that I've worked on over the last 50 episodes, and I'm really proud of the progress we've made so far, and I'm excited to see the finished product in the end. And I hope you guys are too. Over here, we've got Prowl's main area. He's got his witch farm. He's got a little fishing village right here with a fun little dock on the end where you can get in a boat and sail over to the pirate shores way over there. And this village is actually still a work in progress, as is my base. You can see the orange concrete blocks for his paths. He's got some sugarcane going on here. He's got a massive sugarcane farm going on underground. Various builds that he's made to go around his structures. He's got his honey farm where he's trapped all of his bees in there, so he's gone for a completely different aesthetic than mine, which is very, very cool. I love that we can work together in the same world and build similar projects and have them turn out completely different. For example, another farm that he and I both did pretty much exactly the same is the iron farm. Mine is a volcano. His is a town square town hall. What an interesting take on an iron farm. I absolutely love it. So if you come up here, you can see all of the villagers in their pods exactly like mine are. They're hanging out there ready to do all of the trading things. And then if you go up here and peek in the little window, you can see, hey, look, there's a standard iron farm in there exactly like mine. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing that we can both build the same farm and have it turn out completely different. Another recent project that Prowl built, my absolute favorite build I've ever seen him make. This is just absolutely gorgeous. This building right here is his tree farm. I love the angled design, just kind of the U-shaped building. building. Super cool stuff. This is for his tree farm area. Not a ton going on the interior. I don't know that Prowl is doing a lot of interiors this season. I think most of his stuff is exterior focused to hide farms, which is kind of what the second half of my series is going to be. We're going to do a lot of exterior builds around our farms to hide the farms themselves, but not necessarily decorate all of the interior stuff. So there you go. Man, I love the immersion of this area. Prowl's doing a great job over here. Very cool. That's Prowl's main village area, and as you can see, there's a lot of room for expansion. Got his tree farm area. Then back over this way, he's chosen to take a different route with some of his farms as well, because some of them are just a little bit too big to be decorated. I still wish he would finish this build right here, because I think it would be really cool if he did. He was originally planning on doing like a floating island right here. I would absolutely love to see that realized, but I don't think he's going to do that, because this area is basically the build a massive farm and leave it to AFK at, but who cares what it looks like kind of space, which is somewhat necessary sometimes when you're building farms like this, a quad fish farm. Yeah, you're going to need to not decorate this. That would take ages to do. That's an entire base. So this is Prowl's major farming area. He's got a gold farm that's slightly different from mine. He's got a trident copper farm over this area, and a lot of really interesting builds that you can check out as well. And last but not least, we're going to go back over to the beginning. We're going to go over here to Prowl's starter area. We both wanted to stay relatively close for the majority of the season, so my starter area is here. My base is over there in that general direction. Prowl's base is right there, and then Prowl's starter area is just over this hill line over here. You can see his house right there. He's got a few different things going on over in this space. He's got his first super smelter that looks like a little blacksmith area. He's got a beacon going on. He's got a little target on the ground for an elytra launcher that he built, and a nice little oasis area that looks like it's been completely destroyed. This was actually a farm to start with, and I think mobs have just been stomping on this area for a while now. So Prowl, come fix your farm, bro. There is a ton to explore in this world, and I hope you will take the time to download it and walk through it yourself just to see what you can find. I'm pretty sure I covered everything of mine, but you might find a few surprises here and there. And if you wouldn't mind, be sure to visit one of the locations in the world and take a selfie of yourself and send it to me over on Twitter and or Discord. One of the places. Would love to see you guys having some fun in this world. After all, we're doing this for you. So I hope you do enjoy the world download, and I hope you did enjoy this episode. Plenty more episodes to come. We are not yet done with Season 1 of the Bedrock Guide. We got plenty more content coming your way. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video world tour. Again, be sure to check out the Bedrock Guide playlist so you can watch any of the great tutorials there and learn how to build some of the things that we've done in this season.